How's everybody doing today? Give me a second here. All right. F11. I need for it to start. There we go.
2014, ma résolution, c'est d'arrêter de fumer.
Christmas commercials? Really? How's everybody doing today? Let me just pop out the chat and put it on live chat. And remember, I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come in and say hello. But remember, if you're going to come in and say hello, or if you're going to come in and you want to, you want me to say hello back in chat, then please say hello in the chat so that I can shout you out and say hello. How's it going? So Tuesday is traditionally my day off, but I'm starting to get ramped up again because January is almost over, which means my my holidays, I guess you could call it, that they're really holidays, are just about over, right? I have taken December and January to actually go quite slow so that I could get through the worst of the winter blahs. February is when we start planting seeds. Yes, I know I'm not going to go before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is also Gracie's 9th birthday, so we're going to make a little peanut butter cake for Gracie. Maybe a peanut butter cake, we'll think, but no chocolate. Absolutely no chocolate. So, hi, how's it going? Into the chat, welcome. And so there's stuff coming up, and there's my tree, which is going to be decorated for Valentine's Day. I'll do that in, about a week or so, right? I've got some little ornaments I want to make. And yeah, so I've been editing today. That's basically been my job. Our pork is on its way here. And Howie's stopping to get groceries today because we're running out of stuff. Well, we're low on milk. Howie's out of bananas for his lunch. And I'm not baking bread today. So I said, you might as well do the groceries today. And because you're picking up the pork anyway, let's just get this all in one shot. So there'll be a video there. What else is coming up? Sticky buns. I'm editing that right now. I put a disclaimer at the front of that video saying, listen, y'all, I know there's, for all the people who are going to want to comment on the vast quantity of sugar in and on these sticky buns, this is a treat we only make once every 1 or 2 years. It's not, and it takes us a whole week to eat it. 9 little sticky buns. Takes us an entire week to eat those. So I'm asking people now, right at the head of the video, refrain from commenting on the quantity of sugar. I understand by putting my life on the internet, so to speak, or most of my life on the internet, that, people feel free and, I don't mind comments at all. Okay. But after 14 years, 14 years. Don't think I don't know my husband's a diabetic. Just because he's a diabetic does not mean he doesn't deserve treats. So I'm getting a little tired of portion control. That's a lot of sugar. Oh my God, the carbs. I'm getting really, really tired of it. So I'm just letting people know at the front of the video, don't even bother commenting on the amount of sugar in the sticky buns. All right, now that I've had my little rant, let's pop out the chat, the participants in chat, and say hello to Amy in Japan. How's Akai? Is it Akai? Your son? Wow, he's a young man now, eh? Celeste, Charles, Corey C., Creek Boy's mom, Dana Baker, Edie Murray, Helen Burke, in a pickle, Joan Leach, Just Be Jamming, Candy, Lacey Black, Linda Biddy Boo Bop, Lori Lazor McChesney, Michelle J, Minnesota Farmer's Wife, Julie, Monster Mama, Rita Svet, Steven, Sweet Sipper, Tina Elliott, Yolana Mitchell, and Yellowbird. How is everybody doing today? So, oh, did you hear Tucker Carlson's coming to Canada tomorrow? I just found out today that Tucker Carlson's coming to Canada out in the western Alberta. He's going to be in Calgary. He's doing 2 appearances. And I wish I could afford the plane ticket and the ticket to go see it. I really, really would love to see that. I really would. Well, I mean, it's not that I do what I want. Yeah, sticky buns have sugar, but I kind of went overboard with the stuff you put on top. And that's all I'm telling you. Because it's actually something completely you're not expecting. So, cool. Wisconsin here too also. Yeah. Hey, Steven Seedfeld. Steven. Hey, Mama Dukes. So, I just thought I'd take a break from editing and pop in and say, hey, your sticky bun video on our half-acre homestead is coming tomorrow. Then there's a pantry pull. No, then there is a shopping video. The shopping video may be tomorrow. But I've got 3 videos coming up. What's today? Tuesday. So we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday covered. Because I'm doing the sticky buns. I'm doing my pantry pull supper that we did last night, which was really good. And the shopping video. I'll probably do the shopping video first. We'll see. Warm-up has started in Minnesota. Oh, it's only a false warm-up. You know there's always a January thaw. Always. You read the books. The book, A Lantern in Her Hand, and we're back in the, 17 or 18, no, the 1800s. And, people gathered around and had a real warm day in January, and men actually, took their coats off and worked a little bit so they could say that they worked in their shirt sleeves in January. It's been going on for hundreds of years. Winter has yet to come. Did you hear the news? The courts have ruled that Trudeau's use of the Emergencies Act was unconstitutional and against the law. Great news for Canada. Where did you hear that? Because last I heard, months ago, was that months ago that it was ruled as he had every right. So I don't know if you find that video or that clip or that news article, please email me at connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com with that. I would really like to see that. Mind your own business, Mom. MYOB! Well, I mean, I understand where people feel like, because y'all are my community, right? So I understand it when people say, hey, are you sure that's a good idea? But these are people I have known for a long time. People like Joe Mama. She'll email me and she'll rip strips off of me for shit. Why? Because she can. Because I trust her. But total strangers telling me what to do? No, it's okay. You have freedom of comment, but after all this time, I've heard them all. So don't even bother, right? I heard that, Stephen. I don't know what that stood for. It was my MYOB is mind your own business. Right? Just like BYOB, bring your own bottle. Not at my house. We don't do alcohol here. Okay, thank you, Mama Dukes. They might have freedom of comment. You have freedom to block and ignore. Yeah, but it gets tedious, doesn't it? It gets tedious. My husband and I, his sugars have stabilized so well, okay, that by the time he gets home from work, he's usually vibrating and needs to eat right away because his blood sugars are low. So they finally planed out and leveled, and I am not. When was the last sweet I made, guys? Right? When was the last sweet I made? Oh, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, it was my birthday cake, right? We don't eat a lot of sweets. And in most recipes, like that chocolate cake, I don't add a lot of sugar. I might tell you what to put in it, but I add less. Like if the cake calls for a cup and a half of sugar, I put 3/4 of a cup in. I cut it to half. It does get very old fast. You know your comments are going to be full of nonsense comments. That's true. That's so very true, right? I mean, nobody's asked me in a long time what my pronouns are, so I take that as a good sign. You know what I mean? Even that birthday cake was not that sweet, so I know. But the thing is, as people are under the misconception that if you're diabetic, you shouldn't have sugar. It doesn't matter what he eats unless he went on a completely raw vegan diet. Okay? He would be able to get his blood sugars under control without medication. But A, that's bloody expensive. B, I don't trust the produce these days, so that would all have to be organic, and that just doubled the price of it. So yes, he's on medication, but we learned a long time ago when he first was diagnosed with diabetes that you can't have for him, artificial sweeteners and sugar don't mix. So we decided, because it confuses your pancreas, it confuses your body into thinking it's getting, if you use artificial sweeteners, right? And then you suddenly have something like a sticky bun that has real sugar in it. Your body thinks it's getting the sugar in the artificial sweetener. It thinks it's getting sugar. I'm getting old. Your body thinks it's getting sugar without any consequences. When you have this is the way Howie's body reacted. If he was using artificial sweetener, even stevia, which was processed, right? It tricked his body into thinking he was getting sugar consequence-free. And then you go and eat sugar, and it's like that sticky bun is telling your body that you just ate 10 sticky buns because you've been getting sugar consequence-free. The mind only knows what you give it. The body only knows what you give it. So we got rid of artificial sweeteners a long time ago. A long time ago. Yes, we eat rice. Yes, we eat potatoes. Yes, we eat pasta. And yes, we have sweets once in a while. But the truth is, his sugars are more manageable now that since we got off of artificial sweeteners years ago. Works really well for us. Regular artificial sweeteners cause insulin reaction that has a long half-life in the body. Okay, well, that makes sense. Because if it has a long half-life, kind of like nuclear shit, right? Then you're overlapping the sugar on top of that. So it skyrockets. It spikes your sugar like crazy. That's the way I see it. I use Splenda. I know my body thinks I'm getting sugar. It still reacts, not just as bad as regular sugar, but that's me. I'm reactive hypoglycemic. I am reactive hypoglycemic, which means if I eat something that's high fructose corn syrup, for instance, my blood sugar will shoot up and crash within a half an hour. And I'll get all sweaty and wonky and shaky and all that crap. I'm reactive hypoglycemic. That's why I avoid things like chocolate bars. Commercially made chocolate bars have a lot, even here in Canada, have a lot of high fructose corn syrup in them. That's why I got 4 bottles of cane sugar Mexican Coca-Cola for Christmas. I gave 1 to Briar. I drank 2 over the holidays. I still have 1 left, right? Hi, Missy Royer. What would we put in coffee so my sugar doesn't spike? Nothing. That's what Howie learned too. He eats cornflakes. Yes, he eats Cheerios. Yes, he eats shreddies, but he doesn't put any sugar on those. He eats them without sugar. He drinks his coffee without sugar because there's just things he decided there is enough sugar in those cereals that they're sweet without the sugar. I mean, you look at, I know one diabetic who goes, "Oh, it's multigrain Cheerios," and then puts sugar on it. Multigrain Cheerios are really high in sugar, right? We don't even buy them because there's that much sugar in them. Well, Howie eats cereal probably 2-3. He eats cereal mostly on the weekends, and probably once or twice in the middle of the week, because I'll make him pancakes, or I'll make him scrambled eggs and toast, or I will make him, what else do I make him? Scrambled eggs and toast, French toast, or pancakes, right? And we use pure maple syrup. We're already talking about sap season, eh? No, we don't use any substitutes at all. No substitutes at all. If I want a sweet tea, because sometimes I medicate my tea and it tastes nasty, then I will use sugar. And the sugar we buy is organic, except for icing sugar at Christmas time. And I can make my own, but it's a pain in the butt, and I no longer have a coffee grinder. Did I get that all out in one? So I wouldn't put anything in my coffee. I wouldn't. If you want something in your coffee, put a little bit of sugar, or wean yourself off of sugar. Like I'm not going to say it's not going to be easy, but anything worth doing is worth working towards, right? I have been flirting with a migraine for 3 days. Oh, honey, go in a dark room. And drink an entire quart in the next half hour of room temperature water, preferably spring water or mineral water or something like that, because usually headaches. We get triggered. Our headaches can be triggered by pressure changes in the air. Our headaches can be triggered by too much light in our eyes if we're being sensitive. But at the first sign of a headache, you can sometimes get it in a rest mode by drinking water, because your brain, if our bodies are 75% water, our brain is made up of fatty tissue and 90% water, right? So that's the first sign of dehydration. So even if you're not dehydrating, or maybe you just drank too much coffee, that will cause dehydration too. So at the first sign of any headache, I always say, drink a quart of room temperature water. I'm feeling pretty good today. It's a good day. I'm having a good day, right? I gave myself permission to take the day off, and then I decided I'd do some editing. And then I decided I'd do a live stream. So it's not so much that I'm taking the day off. I'm giving myself permission to do whatever I want today. And that's this, because I like being with you guys. Liquid agave is a good sweetener. Okay. I use whole milk in my coffee. Has natural sugar in it. There you go. You're still waiting to hear from the surgeon on your shoulder, right? The dentist never phoned me back. I left 2 messages. I gave one message to the receptionist, and I left another message on their answering thing saying, look, I canceled the appointment to have these teeth removed because you couldn't assure me that I could make a payment plan for my partial plates. And I never heard back. So I'm actually flirting with the idea. I know everyone goes, no, don't do it. But I'm actually flirting with the idea of making some homemade do-it-yourself dentures to fill the holes. Not for eating, they're but only for on camera. Just because this, okay, drives me nuts. Dehydration, brain last to be sacrificed So whole body suffers first. Yes. However, the headache is the trigger point, right? You're in dehydration. The headache is where when you're getting dehydrated and you don't realize it and you suddenly get a headache, that's your first thought should be water, right? What's a flapper? Start saving up, and if they don't do a payment plan, you will have the money to pay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Howie has an apprentice now at work, which is that starts, I believe, after he comes, because he's going to school right now. So after he gets out of school, then he's going to be Howie's apprentice. Howie's been working with him, and it's a good match. Howie, this isn't his first time. He's had 2 or 3 apprentices. You notice your teeth or lack of, but you don't see it. Yeah, but it changes the entire shape of my face. The kid in pageants use them, false teeth, so their smiles look perfect. Now, those are overclaps. I'm talking about do-it-yourself dentures in here. We'll see. I bit something the other day, and this tooth here, well, it's like, oh no, I thought it was going to pop. I really thought it was going to come out. Oh, Joe! I was just telling everybody how you rip strips off of me from time to time, and that's okay because, we're friends. But I don't like it when strangers do it. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweet Joe Mama. Happy birthday to you, my dear sweet friend. Mwah. I'm going to go turn on I'm going to get off here shortly because Howie's going to be home soon with groceries, and I got to finish my sticky bun video. So what are you now? 49? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. God love you, Joe. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I hope you're doing something just for you today. Hey, Becky. Muriel, how's it going? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a joke between me and Muriel from Porpoise Spit. 64. Oh, okay, here we go. Are you ready, Joe? When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. If I go out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Or will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Bum, bum. Happy birthday, Joe. We can't see your missing teeth. I can. There's holes. Look. Right there. We would not have known, but you brought it to life. Thank you, Corey. Anyway, I'm going to get on the road here. Well, not on the road, but I got to go and turn on the outside Christmas lights because we still have snow. It's supposed to go up and get a January thaw this week. God, I wish I could go see Tucker Carlson in Alberta. He said he put out a TikTok, or not a TikTok. He put out a Twitter, an X, phoning Parliament and saying, I'd like to leave a message for Justin Trudeau. We're coming to liberate Canada. And I went, yeah! So there'll be a rumble, guys. There will be a rumble. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And, I just wanted to connect with my folks. All right. We'll see you soon, probably Thursday night before the Little Women live reading. All right. Mwah! Take care. God bless. Remember, I know I keep saying it, but when you understand what I'm saying, you'll get it. Just because I can't see you, it doesn't mean my heart doesn't see you. That's a gift from God, honestly. Take care, God bless.